Have you ever been on a plane, cruising at 35,000 feet, and had that tiny, nagging thought pop into your head? What if the engines just stopped? It's a common fear, fueled by countless movie scenes. But here's the thing, while it's incredibly rare, pilots are trained for this exact scenario. And guess what? A plane without engine power isn't a brick falling from the sky. It's actually a very, very good glider. So, let's break down what really happens when a plane's engines go quiet. First off, you probably wouldn't even notice right away. The cabin lights would stay on, the air conditioning would keep running, and you'd still be moving forward. That's because modern airliners have something called an auxiliary power unit, or APU. It's a small jet engine, usually in the tail, that can power the plane's essential electrical systems. If that fails, there's another backup, the ram air turbine, or RAT. It's a little propeller that drops down from the fuselage and spins in the airflow, generating enough power for the flight controls. So, your pilot can still fly the plane. Now, what does the pilot do? The first thing is to not panic. They immediately run through checklists. Their absolute top priority is to maintain control of the aircraft. DLL. Pitch the nose down slightly to maintain what is called the best glide speed. This speed allows the plane to travel the furthest horizontal distance for every foot it descends. Think of it like coasting downhill on a bicycle. You're not pedaling, but you're still moving forward and you can still steer. An Airbus A320, a very common passenger jet, has a glide ratio of about 17:1. That means for every mile it descends vertically, it can glide forward for 17 miles. From a typical cruising altitude of around 7 miles high, that gives the pilots a gliding range of over 100 miles. That's a huge area to find a safe place to land. It's like having a 100-mile wide safety net. This gives them plenty of time, usually around 15 to 25 minutes, to assess the situation, try to restart the engines, and communicate with air traffic control. Restarting the engines is actually a primary goal. Sometimes an engine flameout can be caused by things like volcanic ash, severe icing, or fuel contamination. Pilots will follow specific procedures to try and get them running again. It's like trying to relight a pilot light on a water heater, but way more high-tech. They might adjust the altitude to find warmer, denser air, which can help with combustion. The windmilling effect of air rushing through the engine can often be enough to restart it once the issue is resolved. But what if the engines don't restart? That's when the pilots become glider pilots. They are in constant communication with air traffic control, who are working to clear a path for them and identify the nearest suitable runway. And suitable doesn't just mean a major airport. It could be a smaller regional airport, a long, straight highway, or even a military base. They have access to vast databases of potential landing spots. This isn't just theory, it's been proven in real life. Remember the miracle on the Hudson? In 2009, U.S. Airways Flight 1549 hit a flock of birds shortly after takeoff from New York. Both engines failed. Captain Sully Sullenberger and First Officer Jeff Skiles knew they couldn't make it back to an airport. Using their training, they glided the Airbus A320 to a safe water landing on the Hudson River. Everyone survived. That wasn't a miracle. It was the result of incredible skill, rigorous training, and the amazing gliding capabilities of a modern aircraft. Another famous incident is the Gimli Glider. In 1983, an Air Canada Boeing 767 ran out of fuel mid-flight due to a conversion error. The engines went silent at 41,000 feet. The pilots, one of whom was an experienced glider pilot, managed to glide the massive jet to a safe landing at a former Air Force base in Gimli, Manitoba. They landed on a runway that was being used as a racetrack that day, but they still managed to bring the plane down safely without any serious injuries. These events highlight a crucial point. Pilots train for this stuff constantly, spend countless hours in advanced flight simulators, practicing engine-out scenarios over and over again. They practice gliding, finding landing spots, and managing the aircraft systems without engine power. It becomes second nature. They drill these procedures until they are automatic. The goal is to make the extraordinary feel routine. Let's also talk about the engines themselves. Jet engines are marvels of engineering. Built with incredible redundancy and subject to the strictest maintenance schedules imaginable. The chance of a single engine failing is already astronomical. The chance of both engines failing independently on the same flight, for unrelated reasons, is almost statistically impossible. It's more likely you'll get struck by lightning while winning the lottery. Most dual-engine failure incidents, like the ones we talked about, are caused by a single external event, like birds, volcanic ash, or fuel issues. Even in those cases, the plane is designed to handle it. The wings are designed to generate lift as long as air is flowing over them. As long as the plane has forward momentum, which it will have as it glides, the wings are working perfectly. The pilots use the flight controls, the ailerons on the wings and the rudder, and elevators on the tail to steer the plane, just like they would with the engines running. The only difference is they are managing their altitude like a budget. They have a certain amount to spend to get to their destination, and they spend it very, very carefully. So, the next time you're flying and hear the engines change their tune, remember that it's probably just a normal power adjustment. But even in the fantastically unlikely event that they go silent, there is a whole system of training, technology, and procedure in place to keep you safe. Your pilots are calm, they are in control, and your plane is a surprisingly graceful glider. You are in the hands of highly trained professionals who have practiced for this exact moment. The sky is a remarkably safe place to be, largely because the aviation industry has learned from every incident and has built layers upon layers of safety. So lean back, enjoy the view from 35,000 feet, and have confidence in the incredible machine you're in and the expert crew in the cockpit. Flying is, and remains, the safest form of long-distance travel. Thanks for watching. If you found this reassuring and learned something new, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of aviation.